Listen, I know that it seems kind of crazy for somebody to want and like a Pixel phone when there's phones with better cameras, better battery, better charging, way better chip, better hardware, better video, and just everything in general. I can go on, the list goes on. There's so many phones out here that's just a better pick than the Pixel, including at the price that Pixels are being sold. And I know the biggest thing about Pixels that a lot of people who don't own them complain about is the chip. Tensor chip is just not powerful enough. And let me just say this, powerful enough for gaming. That's the biggest thing, right? Like all of a sudden, everybody in the world seems to be a gamer, and that seems to be so important in buying a phone. You know, back in the days, we had other reasons to buy a phone, but it seems like it's a gaming thing. I'm just joking about all that. I just wanted to say that because it's just so funny to me about the whole, it can't game. That's always the number one argument. But in comparison, the Pixel just doesn't seem like a phone that anyone should be buying. But I am gonna get to my point in a second why I'm choosing the Pixel above all. Now, I do wanna say this, while I do not have access to Chinese brands, I did have my share of US branded phones. And I mean everybody, all the companies that are no longer here, as well as the companies that are here to this day. I had my share experience with using these phones, and somehow I still choose the Pixel. And this is me without access to Chinese phones. Let me just say that one more time, just to be clear. And we're talking about companies like HTC, Motorola, Apple, OnePlus, Nokia, Windows. I mean, I could just go on, you know, Samsung. I gotta say Samsung, can't say this video without saying Samsung, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Like everyone had phones, and I enjoyed all of those phones, but there was one thing that I really hated about all of those devices that they had in common besides Apple, which brings me to my very first point of why I like Pixel so much, and that is updates. The times that I used Nexus back in the days, I enjoyed the quick updates from Google. It was like one of the highlights for me back in the days when I used Nexus devices, being able to root them, put different ROMs up there, customize them, just do everything. It was just so fun back in the days using these devices when I used to do this stuff. But now I'm just like, don't have the time for that no more. But when I was using these other companies' devices, HTC and Samsung, really mainly them two, because eventually I stirred away from Motorola and, you know, everyone else that I didn't like, Nokia, Windows and everything. I kind of landed on HTC and then Samsung. And man, when I tell you that the updates used to be so slow, I used to hate looking at everyone get these updates who's using Nexus devices and using iPhones, right? I know it's a whole different operating system, but people were getting updates and I'm sitting here like waiting. And then I realized that sometimes I just never get that new update to that new operating system until I bought the other version of the phone when it came out the following year. And I'm talking about Samsung for sure, because they used to never update the OS until they released their other phone first, and then they dropped the OS months after the other phone comes out. So if you wanted the newest operating system that Google had released, you had to buy the newest Samsung phone. And yeah, I know updates may not be a big thing for a lot of people, but me personally, everyone's different. I'm still an update junkie. I still get excited about updates. I still want everything updated, you know, from my computers to my laptops to my watches to my PlayStation to my Xbox, PCs, game consoles. Just, I love getting updates. I love reading the notes, and I love hitting the update button, and I love if it's gonna add features or not, or fix bugs that I may have. I just love updates, and that is something that I cannot get with other Android phones. Google is the only one that's gonna hit that button, and I'm gonna get it first. And I love that. I cannot deal with a phone that just doesn't have update support. That's fast enough. I don't wanna wait months or a year for updates. The next thing is software. People put importance on hardware more than software today. I can have the best hardware out. I mean, like the top specs hardware, just the best. Think about whatever the best hardware is to you. Imagine that's what you got, but then you have a software experience that you cannot tolerate, that you cannot stand, that you really don't like. You don't like the feel of it. You don't like the animations. You don't like the speed. You don't like the look. You don't like the settings. You don't like nothing. You just really don't like that software experience, but the hardware is top notch. So you're just like, I deal with it, because at least my phone can fly, you know, a jet or something like that, or could turn into a jet fly or something like that, right? Because the hardware is so good that you can, you know, turn into a boat. But when it comes to software, it's so important to me. I cannot speak for everyone, but when it comes to software, I'm not a fan of other companies' software. Samsung, OnePlus, I'm just not a fan of other companies' software. When it comes to software, I personally love the Pixel UI experience so much more than anything else that I've used on the market. And I mean like US bound right now, not everything in the Chinese market, but here in the US. And to be honest with you, I still don't think that I will fall in love with the Chinese brand software anyways, because one, I'm not who you think I am. I do not care for customizations. I do not care to pull my phone out the box and start modding and doing all these changes. Literally, my life has become more like an iPhone user's. Open the box, download my apps, set up a layout, done, right? I'm done. And I'm using that phone like that every generation. I don't lay down in the bed, sit on the couch, sit in the car, tinkering, customizing, doing any of this stuff. It's just not my life anymore. I'm over that. I got a family, job, photography, just other things that's more important than me sitting in front of my phone customizing it. So I don't care. I don't care. So no matter what the competition offers, I don't really care. I just want something quick, simple, fast, and I know that's gonna work for me every single time. And right now, this moment, that is the Pixel. And the last thing I wanna bring up, because I could make a whole list about a lot of things why, but I just wanna really kind of like pinpoint some things that's crucially important to me. And this last thing is something that's pretty simple and is very subjective person to person, but that is the Gboard. Yes, I understand. Gboard is, you can get that on iOS, you can get that on any Android phone because it's in the market, right? Play Store. Anybody can download it. But some of you probably don't know that Pixels actually have a different version of the Gboard. And of course, the accuracy and the voice dictation and everything else and the proofread features and all the AI stuff that they baked into that keyboard that's not available on other devices, it's just a whole different experience. And it's always a pleasure typing on a Pixel. I mean, I just never had a better typing experience on a phone yet, besides any phone with a physical keyboard. But besides that, software keyboard, Pixel, Gboard, the integration that they have is just a really great combination, and it just makes the experience that much more pleasurable to actually type on that device. So it's just like one of those things that's like, man, you can get different keyboards and you can all that stuff. But keep in mind, remember I told you, I'll go back to, I want my phones to work out of the box. I don't want to customize. I don't want to download third-party stuff and none of that stuff. Just want my phones to work. And I think when it comes to the keyboard experience, it's very important because that's something that I do every day, typing family, friends, clients, social media. I'm using the keyboard. I think that is really important. And a lot of people look over that. And I get that some people just deal with whatever keyboards that they do have or whatever ones they like because of the features or whatever the case may be. And this is my case right here, that the Gboard offers more features for the Pixel users than it does any other user when it comes to the Gboard. So this is another reason that locks me into why I choose the Pixel over any other phone. And just to be clear, while we're talking about this, it's software updates and the keyboard experience that keeps me kind of locked down to the Pixel. But I want you to understand that it is way more features and way more things that I love about the Pixel that I have not included in this video of why I like it. I sat down and thought to myself, like, what are the main things that really keeps me locked down in using the Pixel? And if I'm being honest, these are the things. These are my 3 things that just really kind of keep me locked down. But then Google also offers so much more that I love that actually keeps me locked down. These will be like at the top of my list of what I really, really love about Pixels. Now listen, I want you to tell me your top 3 of why you choose to keep the phone that you have. It doesn't have to be a Pixel because I don't always get Pixel watchers on this channel. But if you have a phone that you love or software that you love, you tell me down in the description below your top 3 reasons why you stick to that brand. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 8,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.